Okay, I'm just gonna unmute real quick. I don't even know if anybody's watching, but I just realized what's happening here. So this shutdown, it said all tasks completed successfully. I think it's pretty obvious that this did not complete successfully. So um, I'm I'm guessing it looks like maybe the video's a little behind, or maybe I'm not caught up. Either way, uh, so it didn't complete the tasks, but look at what it was trying to do. Um, we can actually, this is weird. So there's a typo, but it is trying to call the OpenAI API. So here, and it wants this OpenAI API key for its code, but it doesn't have the API key, which is odd because it is using the API key right now. But it doesn't realize that it has access to the API key. So I'm wondering if the solution here is to explicitly tell it which API keys it has access to, and maybe the names of those keys uh, that are set up as environment variables. Obviously, I can't work on that part of it while I'm live streaming because you'll see all my API keys. But I think before I run this again, what I'm gonna do is try to figure out a way to make it aware of the API keys that it has, and maybe give it more API keys to help it with this task. So that's the plan. I guess if I get it working, maybe I'll turn on the stream again. In, if in case anybody's interested. But yeah, that's really interesting. I also need to check through the files. So it creates its own files here in this workspace. I'm going to take a look. I should have cleared the files before I started this because I have all the files from a bunch of other stuff I was doing yesterday. So I need to figure out which files it actually created for this task and maybe evaluate what work it has done. I potentially need to be a little bit more strict with its goals to let it know that it definitely needs to actually create this. It can't just shut down. So yeah, it needs some work, but I learned a lot from seeing what it was trying to do. So in addition to what I just mentioned, it also might not be a bad idea to directly tell it where it can get already generated transcripts from YouTube videos. I know some podcasts have them already as well, but I believe there are transcripts available from YouTube already. I just don't know how to get to them. So I should make that explicit. Anyway, a significant amount of improvements to make to this chatbot, this YouTube assistant. Um, yeah, so the YouTube assistant so far is definitely a failure because it didn't produce what I wanted it to produce. I don't believe there are any videos at all produced. So definitely a failure so far, but we got a ton of good insight into potentially how to fix it. It definitely got stuck on finding transcripts. So that is that's one area where we could help it. It also seemed to continually do Google searches to find more YouTube videos. Maybe we should limit it and say you're only allowed to take videos from these specific channels or these specific playlists. That may help. Okay. So I'm glad I said all that out loud because I don't have time to actually work on this right now. So I'm gonna have to come back to this recording and to remind myself of what needs to be done. And the cool thing is, somebody might actually read this and start working on it or let me know what the solution is. So that's what's great about live streaming things like this. You can get a lot of good info. All right. Well, I got some other work I have to do right now, so I'm gonna shut this down since it's really not running, and I don't see any point in letting it run continuously. I think we did at least 400 cycles of this, so I don't think we're gonna see any improvement if we keep running it, at least the way it's been going. I haven't tried running things in thousands of cycles yet, to see if it gets any better. But maybe we'll try that. But I think for now, until we get it working pretty well, I don't think there's much value in letting it run, other than just running up my API costs. Okay, so hopefully later today, I'll have some of this fixed and running. I may even just run it at night and leave the stream open. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. But thanks for joining me. If you joined, or if you're watching this later and you have any insights or ideas at all, please let me know. I'm super into this right now and happy to talk to anyone about it. All right, thanks everyone.